People in their 40s. What's something that people in their 20s don't realize will impact them as they get older? Story 1. If you're lucky enough to already be working out regularly, keep it up, but realize your body will not hold up as well as it does in your 20s. Be smart and don't get injured or it will snowball into more problems. Story 2. If you're not going to the gym yet, or doing vigorous exercise at least 3 times a week, start now. Your bones and muscles will deteriorate. Start a good habit now, and you'll thank yourself in 20 years. Also teeth, please don't neglect it. Periodontitis is not cool. Story 3. Obvious answers: sun exposure, dental care, sleep and fitness. Less obvious answers: work reputation, professional value of networking, investing early and heavily, focus consideration on what's important to you in life and steering towards it in relationships and work family. Story 4. Watching your parents age. This is a tough one to observe. The roles will reverse and you will end up looking after them. Enjoy every moment you have together. Even if you disagree on things or the relationship is sour, try to find common ground and talk things through. Appreciate they are living life for the first time too and don't always get it right. Once they're gone and you won't ever get the chance to make amends, so tell them what they mean to you now. Story 5. Being chronically angry or chronically sad starts to affect you on a cellular level after a while, even the way you look and sit and smell, but especially your physical and mental health. Story 6. Exercise your body. It doesn't need to be extreme, just move your body, eat well. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, just make good choices for you, maintain your teeth, brush, floss, dental checkups regularly, do things you enjoy. A hobby is great for your mental health. Story 7. You people are all nerds. Invest, go to the gym, save your money. You know what I regret? Worrying constantly about money. Go play and have fun. You should stay mobile, don't sit down all the time, and brush your teeth, but otherwise, please do yourself a favor and make some stories to tell. Life is too short to spend it putting off your joy until the very end. You can't tell if you're investing in the right things, and your retirement can be taken away at any moment by any number of factors. You'll be able to figure that out and survive. You'll never be able to be young and free and full of life again. Don't put it off. Story 8. I'm 35 this year, but take care of your knees. Personal growth and therapy. Being able to understand yourself deeper, communicate better, have more confidence, and create better relationships will affect the quality of your life immensely. Story 9. If you prioritize work above all else and ignore relationships and even friendships, you will find that as you hit your 30s the pool of suitable partners or potential friends gets smaller and smaller. Story 10. Networking and social skills are the most important skills. If you're introverted and not good at those, you need to put 50 of all your resources into fixing this. Do not believe the BS "be so good no one can ignore you" type of thing. People much less skilled than you will get handed the positions you dream about because of connections. And this is not like a Nepo baby type of thing. You need to be social and form connections all the time. Story 11. Your shoes. Do not buy the cute cheap shoes, even to wear a couple times to a party or with a cosplay. It's not worth the long-term damage those shoes will do to your feet. Buy good supportive shoes, use the inserts, and don't wear pointy-toed high heels to work 8 a day. Sincerely, someone with arthritis in the foot. Story 12. Retirement savings. Putting even just a little bit of money into a 401k or another type of investment account with proper investing can really snowball. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to land a decent job with a 401k or start investing until I was around 28 years old, but even just investing the minimum that was also matched by my employer has me sitting on quite a nice nest egg. Edit. Just realizing you said 40s, 36 close enough. Story 13. Sitting and poor posture. Pay attention to this garbage and fix it. If you work at a computer all day, do some pulling exercises. The muscles that drag your body forward will stay strong and everything that holds you upright and properly aligned will atrophy if you don't pay attention to them. That hurts when you're old, and your chiropractor's kids will thank you for putting them through college when you're trying to fix it after spending decades ignoring the problem. Also, just invest the money. Hit the company match in your 401k if you have one, max out the IRA, invest a little in an ETF and a brokerage. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but you're 99% likely to just spend it on stupid anyhow. If you make investing a priority by the time you hit your 40s, you're probably basically set for retirement and missed out on nothing important during your 20s. Story 14. Investments. Not just financial, but relational and mental health. Invest in your health, relationships and income, or you won't have them when you are older. Story 15. All of their health habits or lack thereof. It's easy to feel like you have all of the time in the world and that things won't catch up to you when you're still young. Story 16. Loud noise. Seriously, get a pair of tailor-made earplugs if you're in loud environments and get them checked every year. After attending concerts without ear protection for a year, I try to limit my hearing damage, but the reality is that I will never experience silence again. Story 17. Everyone's saying working out, but that doesn't even have to be hit the gym. Just being active in life. Walking more, doing stretches, staying mobile. Your body doesn't bounce back like it used to. Also, seriously, get your booster shots. Story 18. Wasting time. Anything you do today to earn a buck, make a connection, learn something, etc., will pay dividends for the rest of your life. You will never get back that time you spend doom scrolling or whatever other BS. Story 19. What's with all the save every penny you get comments in your 20s? No, if you can save, sure, but also live your life. Don't worry today about tomorrow's problems. Geez, I started saving at 32 and got to nearly 100K by 38. I lived in my 20s, health, fitness, learning and experiences should be the focus in 20s. Financial literacy is of course important, but my goodness the save it now, is anxiety-inducing. Story 20 Sleep injuries are real, the shame is just as real, don't be poor on purpose if you can, do what you're good at for money, you want to be able to afford to do the things you love to do, even the things you love to do can become just another job, your metabolism will change, make good habits now. You'll become the old guy at work before you know it, you're not as cool as you think you are and it only gets worse down the road, now the coolest people I know happen to be the kindest people I know, arch support, your body will thank you later, lactose intolerance can suddenly become a thing. Can't do anything about it except hope that it doesn't happen to you. Start saving for retirement yesterday. The phrase "it's not what you know, it's who you know" is not true, it's what you know and who likes you, make more of an effort to like more people. Story 21 Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Don't find every reason in the world to hate people that think differently, especially those in your family. A relationship with the right person is more satisfying than a million relationships with the wrong persons. I can say these things, but it won't matter. A person in their 20s that do not hold those values near and dear will learn those lessons the hard way. Story 22 Physical discomfort in latter life often comes from colossal cock-ups in younger life. We're in our 70s and I fairly regularly talk with others in this age group who are markedly suffering and often hobbled from high school football injuries, ski injuries, tennis elbows, or other activities that strain the limits of the body. Believe me, it is wonderful to be healthy in your old age as there is so much to do. If you can walk a few miles, or even 100 feet, those things may be fun, but they are not worth it. I am a lifelong skier and I cannot believe that I do not have crippling joint pain, just lucky. Story 23 Have some goal, any goal. You may not find your Uber goal, it may sound stupid or superficial, doesn't matter, you may alter it, you may completely give it up later, but don't pass any time without a goal. If you cannot find anything else, make it a completely financial one or spiritual, doesn't matter. Having a goal that you agreed upon will make you move, it will put you on the map, it will turn you from a point to a vector, find a good enough one, adopt from someone else's, doesn't matter, have a goal. Story 24 30s, you really get comfortable in your skin, who you are and where you are in life. You may also learn to not be too hard on yourself for what you thought were shortcomings, but actually just a testament to you being different and better in other things, and that's okay. Story 25 For the women, perimenopause, hits hard and fast and fun fact both your vagina and nipples can and most likely will atrophy, and you'll lose feeling sensation in them, and in the best case scenarios you'll only have much duller sensations. The most likely age for a woman to divorce is in her 40s, and this is why. So enjoy your life now, cause odds are you're gonna need gels and patches and pills to attain 12 the pleasure you feel now for 10xs more work. And if you think it won't happen to me, just know yes it will. Story 26 Losing touch with your friends. It's so much easier to make friends in high school and college. And once you lose touch with them it's hard to get back to where you were. Work friends aren't the same, you'll usually wind up just talking about work. And once kids are in the picture it's super hard. Get in the habit of emailing, calling, going for a beer, whatever keeps you talking and up on each other's lives. Story 27 Injuries. I twisted my knee pretty bad snowboarding when I was 28 and felt it for about a month. I was completely fine afterwards for about 12 years until that knee started hurting when I climb stairs now at 41. Story 28 Weight. You'll have those young metabolisms. I've read it slows twice between 20 and 40, not much like 200 calories, but assuming no change in exercise or diet, that's 20 pounds a year. You wouldn't believe how hard I work at 40 to only look as out of shape as I do. I was one of those guys with crazy vascularity and a six-pack at 20, I'll get ya. It's so much work to get back into shape, and just being heavy is unhealthy no matter what the HAS people say. Hearing, stop listening to your loud music. So many of my friends have tinnitus now. Vision, stop staring at screens all day. If you work on a computer all day, do some eye exercises. Great if you need to spend 5 minutes spacing out at work, just focus on your monitor, something just behind it, and the other side of the room education. You're not going to get that influencer gig and make $2 million a year and retire at 25. A bunch of people I knew went back to get college degrees at 30. Go to an affordable college, have fun for a few years, get a basic degree, and you'll be better off for it. Story 29 Politics. I heard someone somewhere say, "Oh, I'm not into politics," but your boss is, your landlord is, the owner of the social media platform you're mailing every day is. Story 30 Well, if you spend your time drinking alcohol, smoking and remaining a tenant, you have a good chance of doing the same thing at 40, while others will have a family life and will be owners, thus ensuring a more serene future and will taste peace and pleasure. Life goes by terribly quickly. I'm almost 48, full of more or less long stories, a sometimes chaotic life. At one point I decided to say stop to this life of a bar guy who doesn't have a plan. Build your future every day, put everything on yourself and move forward with objectives. Don't hesitate to start on sometimes distant and different or even difficult projects. By starting early you'll be able to achieve them. Don't listen to others because they are focused on their lives and their experiences. I know people who live in Hawaii because they love surfing, others in Australia for the same reasons. You can travel and meet other people from around the world and you will see that being human is not limited to a flag and a language. Open books, play music, Play sports. A smile attracts smiles and good vibes attract good vibes. Enjoy the trip is short. Story 31 seems like I hear a lot of nerds nowadays being like, live with your parents as long as you can, you'll save money true, but you'll also miss out on the giant milestone of independence in your 20s. You have your whole life to save, but you're only young once. Try to have some fun, start a band or be a DJ. Live with 5 roommates in a rundown house in a shitty part of town. If you can't afford to do it in New York, you can't have fun if you're constantly trying to make ridiculous rent. Do it in a lower COL city, drink and do drugs and sleep around responsibly, behave irresponsibly, and don't be so scared of life all the time. Story 32 being fat. It's not even just about health. It takes so many good years out of your life when you could be doing things more active, meeting people, experiences. When you're hugely overweight, you want to hide from the world. Story 33 Do not waste your money on design or anything. That 4,000 bag is a trip to Europe. Sure, if you make enough money to do both, if you absolutely must have something name brand, buy one thing and treat it well, make it a classic, but there's a 1,000 better ways to spend that money. Story 34 You get tired really fast. I remember I would just burn all day all night without skipping a beat. Then later, I guess late 30s, I came home and just felt totally exhausted, then had a nap, which I never did before. Nowadays it's as if I can't even function without a nap. It's ridiculous. Kids had a big effect on that too though. Pretty sure if I never had kids I'd feel about 10 years younger. Story 35 Being comfortable being alone. No matter how social you are, learn to be comfortable on your own. Go to restaurants or movies by yourself. Take yourself on dates. Treat yourself right. Don't always rush to fill the space with the next person who comes along. Story 36 Your relationships are the key to your happiness. Treat others kindly, fairly, generously. Honor your commitments. Don't fall into the trap of excusing your own bad behavior. Deep relationships will sustain you through all kinds of future troubles. Story 37 Teeth, knees, back and ears, all things you can easily destroy bit by bit, and not realize it until it's too late. And I'm gonna do you a solid and tell you what it feels like to lose those things, cause most people won't. Teeth. Imagine having a toothache, except it's all of them, forever. You just learn to accept the pain and try not to think about it. Knees. Ever hurt your knee? Remember how hard it was to put pressure on it after, the constant fear it won't support your weight, that it feels like it could break at any moment if you step the wrong way, that you just might not be able to get back up ever. At some point you won't. Be kind to your knees. Back. Imagine someone tasered you in your lower back. Now imagine that feeling every time you tried to move. Ears. This one is tricky. You guys don't have static channels anymore. Listen to this. Now imagine hearing that anytime any sound or voice goes above a certain volume, turn down your music. Wear earplugs to concerts. Don't insert the Q-tip all the way. Life is about dealing with ever-increasing amounts of pain. The only saving grace is that you get to choose what that pain is. Story 38 If you get injured, let it heal properly. Don't think it will be alright. In mid-40s and fond of saying this body wasn't meant to get this old. I wish I had have listened to my old man when he kept telling me to let my injuries heal. Story 39 Your ego is exactly that, yours. No one in the street is thinking about you or what you're doing. So, keep yourself in check, be kind to others, talk positively behind people's backs and live the life that you want. People that matter won't care. Story 40 Decades of more wins and losses, more loves and heartbreaks, more scars, more friends dying, more knowledge of reality. This can bring bitterness or a path to enlightenment or a soup of both. Story 41 For a different spin compared to health. If there's a grant service out there for under 30s for something like a business startup, just go for it if you have an idea. Mate and me came up with an idea, and the plebeians we are decided to wait to do more research before applying to grants. We're making progress now, but we found out our idea would have been a 100 secured funding from a body if we just said YOLO and applied before hitting 30. Story 42 In your 20s set up an E-Trade account and buy shares all the time. Mom gives you 100. Buy solid real company shares for 98, 16 or whatever. Buy one share, save and buy, all the time. Never ever touch it until you are an old. Save for a house too, but keep separate ledger. I'm telling you, you'll be able to retire young and travel the world. 500 today, never touched, will be worth like 35k at like 68 years old. Then do that with every extra nickel and it really adds up. Story 43 Your skin, hair and teeth. Okay, basically everything will go south and you won't even notice it until one day you look in the mirror and see how different it is. You also don't realize how much routine just makes time slip away. Story 44 Drinking heavily and doing drugs may seem fun when you're young, but if you get carried away and or don't grow out of it, you're going to end up a sad loser with no healthy ways to feel good. At some point you are going to realize that you wasted your life on temporary, false joy at the expense of actual joy. Story 45 Drugs, alcohol, excessive carbs. If you take these with reckless abandon in your 20s, you'll be royally by the time you're 40. Compound interest really works well the earlier you start. Compare person 1 investing 10k per year at an 8 return, then investing not a single dollar more after the age of 30, to person 2 who starts the same investment approach at age 30 but never stops. By retirement, person 1 will be significantly wealthier, for less total committed capital. It's hard to do this in your 20s as you feel like you need all your income, and retirement is such a long way away, but it comes on faster than you think, and by God starting early makes a difference. Story 46 Alcohol, age 18 to 25. You can drink all you want, eat like an elephant afterwards and not gain a 25-pound and the weight creeps up on you. It's destructive and will slowly rot away your life. There are other ways to not be sober, and less destructive on your body, mental health, and life. Story 47 Learn to socialize. Seriously, not saying you need to be a social butterfly, but being better in social situations will literally open up more doors and situations, professionally and whatnot. Story 48 Volunteering is so much more than good for your soul. It's great for your pocketbook. If I spent merely a fraction of the time goofing off and having fun on learning more about tax loopholes and how things actually go together, I would be wiser and richer. I always loved animals, but I didn't start volunteering at animal shelters until I turned 30, fostering kittens, puppies, cats, medical fosters, etc. DDI, you know, even the mileage you drive to take animals to events, medical offices, the shelters, adoption events, etc., or drive to pick up the food you get them is tax deductible, as well as the fuel or food or supplies you get, and that is the tip of the iceberg. Story 49 Networking, meet and talk to people, is far more important than you realize. Be kind to people you meet and know, you'll never realize how well that is going to help you in the long run. Story 50 Invest some money in therapy. Solve the you are carrying before committing to a family. Learn to spot toxic behavior and that you deserve better. Have some fun, but start thinking ahead. Don't settle with out of low self-esteem or comfort. You can change your career, start studies from scratch, recover from a failed company, but the one thing that can up your life is a crazy and/or toxic partner, especially if you have kids. Story 51 Getting up at night for a wee. Never again will you sleep all night. Also, having young children later in life when your friends all did it in their 20s or early 30s is hard work. Even with a younger wife, I feel every day of my 40-something years. Story 52 Vote in every single election that you are eligible. Every school board, PDA, city, country, state and federal election has an impact on your life. Take it seriously. Story 53 Probably saving money in a company 401k. When I was 20 I wanted every penny in my take-home. I was BS over having to pay taxes. Now I dump half a month's salary in my retirement accounts on auto deposit. Story 54 Perimenopause. How is it that nobody told us anything? Joint pain, weight gain, itchy skin, any mental health issues you experienced rising up, teeth sensitivity, holy moly. Story 55 Not taking advantage of the freedom of youth before marriage or kids or careers. It's so much easier to just take off and go in random trips. The older you get, the more schedules you have to coordinate, the more restrictions life places on you. Be spontaneous while you can. Story 56 Investing. You'll think I'm 22 or 23. Retirement is so far off I have time to do that. Boom, 20 years later you're in your 40s and you think that 20 years went fast, only 20 more years till retirement. So start investing now. Time speeds up as you get older. You blink and 10 years pass by. Story 57 Not stretching. I don't care how little of an impact that one jump may do. For me, it was playing a game of horse basketball game. I jumped for a layup and tore my patellar tendon. Haven't walked the same since. Story 58 Breaking your own ethical rules. Sooner or later, you'll let yourself down. It's important to be sorry but able to forgive yourself. Because if you don't, it'll change you forever, your knees. Story 59 Take care of your body. You don't have to invest a lot of money, but simple things, daily walking, cardio and overall health, mobility, basic levels of strength and endurance, mental health benefits too, dental care, brush your teeth well every day, look up YouTube videos on how to brush your teeth. Floss when junk gets stuck, at least floss a few times a week if you don't daily. Your teeth not only help you eat and talk, but they help maintain your airway. Also all the other stuff people say about your teeth and gums and tongue. Learn how to use your joints, don't lock your knees, proper posture, lift with your legs, etc. Invest in one good pair of shoes with a wide toe box rather than a lot of cheap shoes. Take care of issues early, bunions, autoimmune suspicions, sleep disturbances. Get it done young when it's easier to heal and recover and soothe problem doesn't worsen. Accept that your life goals won't be the same as anyone else. It's okay to be happy staying at the same level in your career. It's okay to be happy without a life partner or kids. It's okay to be happy focusing on friends and family instead of your career. It's okay to live in a small space if you're happy with it. Set your own standards of beauty. Don't worry about social media or celebrities. Focus on the positives. Don't look at situations with a negative mindset. Always look for the positive. Sure, there are times that doesn't always work, but there almost always is something positive. Story 60 Life has ups and downs. Enjoy the ups and work hard in the downs. Life is never just bees, flowers and rainbows. There is always a hornet that passes trough. Nobody else is responsible for your happiness. That's your own job. Sure, it's nice to have people there, but it's you that has to work on you. Story 61 Injuries. You know how you hurt your knee and limp for a few days, then it's all better and you go right back to whatever stupid you were doing that hurt it. That's going to come back in 20 years. You're going to get out of bed and stumble and be like, why does my knee hurt? Story 62 Look after your teeth. Wear sunscreen. Stop giving about what other people think about you. If you're not saving for retirement in your 20s, there'll be a lot more of a scramble to get ready for it later. Story 63 Yes, I'm gonna say it, sunscreen, exercising, stretching and investing whatever money you have. Please start all those in your 20s. Also, experiment with drugs if you'd like. or drink to your heart's desire. Not every day off course, because hangovers and days after drugs will turn into a couple of days and then the whole week D. Story 64. Brush your teeth and use interdental brushes. Get some decent insoles for your shoes. Don't smoke, stretch, start saving, stop living for the weekend, read books, don't ruin your attention span, look after your gut biome. Story 65. Keep your credit clean. Don't take out payday loans. Don't buy a new car at high interest to keep up appearances. Don't use credit cards. It's hard, I know BC Pay is, and things are expensive. It's so difficult to dig your way out of debt.